Hi, in this video I'll be covering another custom visual. This one is called the horizontal funnel. So I'll import the visual. I've not done that, so I'll import it. You go on the ellipses, then click on get more visual, and it's called the horizontal funnel. So you remember that we already have a funnel available with us. So I think yeah, this one. It's by Mac Software. So this will take a second and it's there. So you do remember that we already have a funnel visual in here. So this one. So why I'm using this one will be quite evident once I make the visual. Let's have some information on the visual before we start importing the data and get working on it. So this is how this visual looks. It's quite different than the normal funnel that we have. So like it says, while other Power BI funnels are limited to displaying one key metric for each funnel, horizontal funnel allows users to display a second customizable metric beneath the primary measure. So basically what it means to say is that in an horizontal funnel you'll only have one measure. So I could just have my sales or something, but in the normal funnel, that's the vertical one, and in the horizontal funnel you could have two measures to get insights for your data. So now I'll click on Excel, and this is the one that we'll be working with, customer opportunities. Click OK, and here's the stage, here's the revenue, and here's the percentage. This all looks pretty cool. I will so we have the data in here, and what I want to do is right now I want to get this inside as a table. So I'll create a table. I'll have my stage name, I'll have my revenue, and my percentage. Looks pretty cool, but now there are some. Let's first bump up the size, and after that I'll talk about how we can do a little formatting so that all of this looks pretty neat. You don't want it to not look neat, so we'll do that as well. Make this Arial black. Why is just let's have a little fun with the table as well. Bump up the text size of this table as well. So now this looks pretty cool. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to click on my revenue, and when I click on my revenue and come back to my column tools, and from a whole number I want to make this a currency, so that becomes dollar. No issues with that. And similarly, when I come to my percentage, I want to see a percentage symbol right there, right? So for my format, I'll click on format and click on percentage, so you see the percentage symbol as well. You also have the options of navigating the decimal points, so you could do that as well. So this looks pretty cool, and now we'll get working on our funnel. Actually, before we work on our horizontal funnel, I want to convert this one into a normal funnel, a vertical one like that. So this is how the normal funnel looks. You've got a couple of options here. You could sort descending, sort descending. You could do that, and along with that you could put this into focus mode. Basically you could sort by revenue as well as percentage, so you could do that as well. And now I'll get my horizontal funnel in here just to show you the difference of how these two are different and why you should use maybe one over the other. So I click on the horizontal funnel visual. I will expand this, increase the size a bit, and in my series I need my stage. That's pretty cool. As my primary measure, I need my revenue as my primary measure. Okay, so this is my revenue. You see that? It's pretty cool. And my secondary measure is my percentage. So you see that the percentage is highlighted down below, whereas that is not the case here. You could either have by the dollar, or you could have by the percentage, or by the revenue. Okay, so that is one difference. And this looks pretty neat compared to this vertical funnel. This one looks pretty neat, and you obviously have your tooltips here, so no issues with that. Got your tooltip, and if you want to have a look at the percentages, you could move your cursor on them. So that's there as well, and you could change them. You could make your percentage your primary measure, and you could have your revenue as your secondary measure, so that can be done as well, no issues in that. So that is there. I'll make it how it was. I'll drop my revenue in my primary and my percentage in my secondary. Now let's go have a look at the formatting options that we have available here for this visual. So you got the data colors option. You can change the data colors of each of the sections. You've got the data labels option. Bump up the text size, always helps. And you could have a funnel title. So right now it's revenue by stage. You could have a tooltip that says maybe percentage. I'm just trying to show you an example. And you could bump up the text size of that as well. Just give me a second. Let's click inside the visual and let's go back to our formatting, and we are on the tooltip, I guess. Yeah, so funnel title, so you could have that as well, tooltip text as well. Bump up the size of the tooltip. You could sort it by, now it's auto, you could sort it by the series so that it comes in alphabetical order by the stage name. You could sort by its primary measure, which is revenue, and by the secondary measure, which is percentage. When I sort by primary measure, it makes more sense to have it in a descending order than in an ascending order. Similarly, you have the show measure title, so it shows you the measure. So you have the percentage here, the revenue here, and the percentage here. Similarly, you could add a title to the entire thing. Now that looks great, and you can have a background in there. You can lock the aspect ratio as well. General one is, I've already told you in my previous video, that it's to do with the sizing of the entire visual. You could put a border makes it look more structured, it gives a better appeal. And you could change the color of the visual header. You could have a border for that as well, and you could increase the transparency. So that is all you can do. This looks pretty cool, nice visual that you have here compared to the funnel chart, the vertical funnel. This one here is pretty cool as well, allows you to have a lot of information. So yes, depends on what you want. You can still be working with this might be a good one for you as well. So depends on what you want. The visual appeal for this one is much better than the vertical funnel. So thank you, I hope you learned something new.